Hey guys, I'm live on Facebook. Marcus Ratcliffe here coming at you Wednesday, February the 28th. February the 28th, the only month where we only have 28 days. Yikes, can you believe 2 months has already gone by? So when I start thinking about how time flies by so fast, I begin to think, okay, how am I doing with my goals? How am I doing with, where I'm wanting to get this year? And so tomorrow we roll into March 1st, obviously, which is the last month in the first quarter of the year. One more month and the first quarter is behind us. So I kind of use this time passing by factor to motivate me to be more active, more achieve more, really is probably a better way to say that. And so a couple of years back, well, let me preface by saying this. I've been setting goals for probably the last 20 years. And I did really well setting goals there for probably a decade. And then I got to where I didn't do so well. And then, the last several years, I've gotten back to where it's pretty consistent. It's just such a powerful force. You can look at the seasons of your life, where you set goals and you're active about it, and you can just see the fruit that bears. And you can look at other seasons to where you may not be that intentional about it, and you can really tell a difference. And so in setting goals, you've got some people say at least set 101 goals, because the first 30 is going to be a to-do list, and after that you really start getting to the good stuff. And then you have guys that say set your the goals you want, who you want to be, the be, do, have, who you want to be, what you want to do, and what you want to have goals. And I've done all of that, and they're all helpful. It doesn't really matter which format you go with. If you want to do 101, if you want to do be, do, have, if you want to do, hey, my top 3 to 5, whatever works for you. The important thing is to set some goals. And when you set them, I don't mean just set them in your mind. I mean, like, take a piece of paper, take a pen, and write them out. And plug them up, in front of you somewhere every day where you can see them. Or, I like to do as much as I can, automated, on the computer, so I don't have to go searching for a piece of paper and it's right there all the time in front of me. So the other day I set my 2018 big goals. Yes, I said the other day, even though it's February, okay? I should have done it in January, I know. But, hey, I'm preaching to myself first, right? And then, we share what we learn to help others. So anyway, I set my goals. And one of the things I always do now, I heard this about, oh gosh, it's been probably 5 or 8 years ago. I heard Michael Hyatt say, always apply the SMART framework to your goals. I was like, SMART framework? Of course I want to have SMART goals, but I don't understand what you mean by, what is SMART framework? And so if you'll make your goals adhere to this, I'm going to share it with you today. It really does take them from something that's just conceptual in your mind, an idea, and it really puts them on paper and puts them in such a way that you can have a roadmap, a plan to get you from where you are to where you want to be. And so the SMART is an acronym for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. And so whatever your goal is, set your goal up, and then if you'll say, okay, is this goal specific? Not, I just want to lose weight, or I just want to get stronger. Over the summer, my son Windsor and I were lifting some weights. He rolled into high school. He's a freshman now. He's playing football, and he's wanting to get stronger. And so we set a goal. Okay, we're going to achieve. We're going to be. I wanted to increase our bench press by 20% over the next 6 weeks. And so we took a baseline of where we're, what we could lift, and then said, okay, 6 weeks from now, we want to increase by 20%, which is X numbers. I don't remember what they were, but it's a specific number. So it's specific. It's attainable. It's a stretch, but it's attainable. But I like to be stretched. Is it relevant? Yeah, it's relevant. Strength is good for you. It's directly tied to anti-aging, and for him, in the sport that he's playing in, it's very relevant. And is it time bound? Yeah, it's 6 weeks. So that's just an example. Okay, so your goals for this year, hopefully you set 2018 goals, and you may have only set them in your mind. Listen, it's not too late. Get started today, okay? And it doesn't take long. It doesn't have to take like hours and hours. I mean, just, spend 20 minutes on it today. It'll really radically change your life. If you want to look at what you do in a given day and what the return on investment is, I guarantee you 20 minutes spent on working on your goals is going to give you massive returns on that time spent. Or if you have, more time, spend an hour, but get them written down and then make them adhere to the SMART framework, because that simplifies it. It cuts out all the clutter, and it really makes you get specific. It really, puts a time factor. I love the power of a deadline. Deadlines make stuff happen. And we all see that. I mean, April 15th, tax day, everybody's at the post office mailing off their stuff at midnight, So deadlines make things happen. So use those deadlines to your advantage to make the things you want to happen in your life. So back to my yearly goals. The other day I set my annual career goal, and then I thought, okay, in order for me to be on track, then that means I need to hit that by the end of June. So then I just broke it in half and said, okay, by the end of June, I need to be here. Well, in order to be on track for the end of June, that means by the end of March, I need to be half of that, right? I need to be 1/4 of my annual goal. Well, in order to be there by the end of February, I need to at least be half of what my quarterly goal is. So you just keep breaking it down. And once you have it in a SMART format, it's very easy. You just change the numbers and cut them in half. And so then every week when you go to approach your week and you're setting your week up, you're like, okay, I'm very, very clear on what my priorities are this week and what I need to do to hit my goals. And so not that you're always going to hit them, but you would rather know early on if you're going to hit them than to wait till you're mid-November and go, wow, I am just way off on my annual goals. I use the analogy, when I first started going to college, I went to flight school. So let's use the analogy of an airplane taking off from, say, Dallas headed to Honolulu. Well, that airplane, once it gets in the air, Dallas to Honolulu, it aims west, but there's wind factor, whether the wind's coming out of the north or the south. Well, there's a wind factor coming out of the northwest, and they aim at Honolulu. Well, when they get over, say, like El Paso, they may be actually headed towards San Diego instead of Honolulu. And so the pilots are always checking their course and making small corrections along the way, whether or not they need to crab into the wind or make little slight corrections. And that's all you're doing, is you're modifying by breaking your goals down, not only in the SMART framework, but breaking them down halfway through the year, a quarter way through the year, at the end of the month, which means at the end of the week, And so you're figuring out, am I on course? And then you just figure out what's working, what's not working, and then you be flexible, modify, adjust. So that really kind of ties into the beauty of the success formula, which is, number one, focus on what you want. Number two, believe that whatever circumstances you're in right now, you have the power to change that and turn that around, and this will change. You have the power to change it, and then you head towards what you want. You take action every day. Every day is consistent action. That's a big deal. The compound effect, moving towards what you want, being flexible, knowing what's working, what's not working, and then modifying to get what you want. So listen, I hope this helps you. I know it helped me when I heard it. And if I can be of help in any way, reach out here on Facebook, or if you have any questions or you need any advice, I can be of help in that way. Just shoot me an email, hello@marcusratcliffe.com. Also, if your career's not on track, I'm doing a lot of work in the career field right now and helping people in that arena. And so if you're really hoping to do something with your career this year and you're 60 days in now and you've not really done anything by that, listen, check out my free guide on discovering work that you love. And it's just a free guide. It'll help you get started, kind of help prime the pump and get the creative juices flowing, and then be glad to connect with you and help in that way also. Okay? Hope you've enjoyed this. Apply it today. Take some time and apply it today and this week, and give me some feedback. Let me know if it helps, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. All right? Take care.